It's Tuesday morning, the last day of March. We've been in business for 48 minutes, and look at that. We got a turnaround. Quite dramatic, actually. Down 300, 15 minutes ago. Now up almost 100. But still a fairly narrow range, depending on how you look at it in recent market history. Now we're up 84 points on the Dow. Now, we're talking about private enterprise gearing up to help out the economy in these times of need. Lauren, you got details on New Balance producing masks, I think it is?
The sneaker maker, they're now working on a prototype, and once they have that prototype, they plan to use all of their New England factories to make masks for our healthcare workers. Also, Brooks Brothers, the suit retailer, the clothing retailer, they have their North Carolina, New York, and Massachusetts factories working on gear, including masks, this week. Those retail workers and those factory workers were furloughed for 2 weeks, so this week they can come back, and they aim to have 150,000 masks per day, Stuart.
I wonder if a Brooks Brothers mask looks any different from the conventional masks that we see. Maybe an upper class mask, I don't know, we'll see. Now, a lot of other retailers are working to, yeah, I mentioned it, divert resources to help healthcare workers. A lot of companies are doing this. Lisa Morales-Hellebo is with us. She's the Worldwide Supply Chain, with the Worldwide Supply Chain Federation. Lisa, as I understand it, you identify where the need is for medical gowns and masks, and then you match up the producers of those gowns and masks with those who need it. You're in the middle here. Is that what you're doing?
Correct, Stuart. Thank you so much for having me on the air. We are creating a clearinghouse to match vetted buyers and suppliers, because there's been so much fraud and price gouging and hoarding of supplies. It's leading to a lot of stagnation because there's so much red tape and an inability for procurement offices or even government officials to have the staff enough to go through the procurement process and vet all the suppliers.
Okay, where are you getting the demand from at the moment? Obviously, we're short of gowns and masks in various places. Where is the greatest need that you've identified?
So currently, we've been hearing mostly from grassroots organizations, and since last weekend, we've been working with a number of grassroots organizations directly with hospitals. Now this week, the volume is coming in directly from local governments. And of course, New York, New Orleans, Texas, Massachusetts are starting to bubble up. And we're looking to produce scale and volume that is sustainable by creating jobs with paid workers here in the U.S. making the PPE.
Now, I understand you're working with Nike, is it, and Tommy Hilfiger. Are they producing gowns and masks? Nike, Hilfiger?
So Nike has their own initiative going on currently. Tommy Hilfiger, Citizens of Humanity, Vera Bradley, Tibby, a number of American brands have reached out to us and are producing masks and PPE. We're talking specifically about the Deaconess mask. This is the fabric mask that can be sewn, as well as hospital gowns, which are also in short supply.
So these new masks, they're not like the old masks, are they? That, you know, a piece of tape around your neck and a sort of plastic thing out front. Some of them are quite sophisticated these days, aren't they?
Yes, absolutely. We are working on the fabric masks, which can be sewn, but there's also a number of innovations that our platform is tracking across the United States and around the world of all the latest innovations. For example, there are some textile mills in the Carolinas that are working on producing fibers that can have the similar filtration as an N95 mask. So if we can spin up that fiber production here in the U.S., we can innovate and get FDA clearance on new types of masks.
Lisa, you are the clearinghouse. The demand comes, you've got the supply coming in from the fashion industry and the garment makers, and you've got the demand coming in from healthcare workers, and you're in the middle. pointing out supply and demand and bring them all together. Elisa Morales-Hellebo, thanks for joining us. You're doing great work there. We appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
Now then,
Stuart.
let's turn